Hi everyone, it's Mark from Abilities, and today we're going to be talking about dressing and focusing specifically on putting on a long sleeve button-up shirt. If you looked at some of my other dressing videos, I showed you how to put on socks as well as pants. And the focus primarily was on dress attire because I was showing you what I would do in the morning during the week before I prepared to go to work. So I brought a dress shirt and I wanted to show you how I put it on. Now the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the dressing tool that I use. You can pretty much get this tool anywhere. I've seen it at a lot of the drugstores. If you do a search online for dressing tool, this will probably pop up. I really like it because one, it's light. It's got this hole here. So if you see the tools inside, the easiest thing is to just kind of poke your finger through. You can kind of push it on your lap. But you can poke these out and get them out. That's, nice because it's really easy. Now the other thing that they have, which I'll zoom up so you can see, is on the bottom of this guy, you'll see I have a little bit of blue tape. And that's because this is open at the bottom, and I'm not sure why. I think they do that to accommodate a bigger button maybe. But what serves as a problem is when you're coming back out to do the button, this can get stuck. So what I do is I put a little bit of tape on there and kind of close the end, so that way when I'm pulling it out, it won't be that big a deal. So I'll show you when I get to that point. All right, now the dress shirt itself, I'm going to go ahead and lock my brakes, so that way I can, maneuver my body a little bit better, not worry about having balance issues. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and scoot out of my chair a little bit before I do this. Like everything else with dressing, I always scoot out. Okay. Now with the dress shirt, I always have everything unbuttoned. I'm going to have the sleeves unbuttoned as well as the actual shirt. And I will flip this so that I can get to the back. I'm going to take the very back part of the shirt. I'm going to put it in my mouth. I'm going to go ahead and put my arms in the sleeves, like so. Let this fall over. And I'm just going to throw it over like that. Now, as I do this, because it's like this, you don't have triceps like me, it's not as big a deal. I mean, in core you could fight a little bit, but if you lean back, while this is locked in, you can kind of shimmy this so that you can get your arm in. And then you do the same with this guy. Now, this is more of a fitted shirt, so it gets a little tight around the arms. That may bother some of you. If you have an undershirt, it might ride up. What I recommend, I'm going to lean forward, I'll just show you how I do this. I'm going to pull the shirt back down in the back, kind of flip it forward, so just push it down with your arm. Same with this guy. Kind of whip it out, slide it down. If you get to a situation where you feel that it's sliding up, if you have push rims, if you're in a manual chair that have some tacky, like they're coated rims, maybe it's a Q-grip or push blacks or the ones that came with the Emotions, just put your arm on here a little bit lower and then just slide it down. And when you do that, if the shirt's kind of tight, it'll push the sleeve, and that can be helpful. Okay, so now I've got the shirt on, got in position, I'm going to kind of center it a little bit better here. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and grab my trusty tool. I don't start in any particular order. I do like to do the sleeves though, probably first, just because they can kind of get a little bit in the way as you're doing it. So what I do is kind of turn it, put this guy in first, then I'm going to remove my hand, grab the hole, twist it around. So this way now I can access the buttons. And I like to do the one closest so that the sleeve is as loose as possible. That way when I'm moving my arms and pushing and sliding, it doesn't ride up or it doesn't feel tight around the wrist. So as I'm doing this, you're going to see that just pull enough, kind of turn it, it's on. Not too difficult. Having the tape here helps a lot because if this was open, it would be sometimes hard to get that out. Going to do the same for this guy. Going to put it in this hole, flip it around, release my arm, re-grab, expose the buttons. I'm going to do the one right here. Kind of adjust this as I'm doing it. This one is being a little bit problematic. Okay, so once it's in, just kind of go like this, turn it, buttons in. All right, so now we've got the sleeves. Let's go ahead and make sure that this shirt is in position. I'm going to start with the very bottom button. Don't be fooled by the two on the bottom. These are in case you lose a button. That's for probably your dry cleaner or seamstress if they want to put another button back on in case you lose it. So I'm going to look for the very bottom hole. I'll put that guy in there. A lot of times once I put it in, the button might not line up because the shirt's folded. You just take your index, hit the top of the button and kind of lean it up so you can get the hook underneath. Again, you're just taking this, pulling it through. Sometimes it's not as easy, especially if you are like me and the shirt's too tight for you. Okay, so that one went through. I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next one. So find this hole, kind of stretch the shirt out, find the button. Again, start from the top, lean it up, pull it through. Now you see on that one, as I'm pulling it, a lot of times I'll try and push my finger down just to help it. Really depends on the shirt, the buttons. Some buttons are really easy. Other buttons, like a nicer shirt, might have a thicker button and it might take more strength to pull it out. You don't want to pull too hard because you might rip the thread on the button or weaken it over time. So you just want to make sure that you kind of get, you get the hang of it and push through it. All right, now my little bit of tape here just fell off, so now you're going to see how this can kind of be problematic and open. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next button. And with this one, you don't have to go all the way through, so I don't necessarily have to expose where this comes apart. You can just put in a little bit and get to the button. Where it's going to become an issue is when I do the top button and I have to go across. Okay, now we get to this next. Again, put it over the top first, press on the top of the button, lean it up, get the tool over. This one, just kind of pull down as you're pulling. Pull the shirt down. Same thing here. Another button. Now a lot of times I will actually do this in the mirror. It does help. I've gotten used to knowing where the placements of the buttons are. But as you get a little bit higher up in the shirt, you can't look down at it. You can see this one's a little bit harder. I'm pulling it out. As you get higher up, you might not be able to, maybe you can't keep your arms up here, maybe you just can't feel it. Whatever the reason, it's good to just have a mirror. So I got inside this one. I can feel the button here. So again, I'm sliding it down over the top, lifting the button by pushing on the top and pulling it up. So that's on. Again, I'm just going to kind of pull as I pull this guy. All right. So that's the shirt. I do wear a tie, which I'm going to show you how I tie one, but if you were just going business casual or you just wanted to wear a dress shirt, this is where you would leave it. You wouldn't do the top button necessarily. I mean, you could if you wanted to. But this is where I would leave it. So you've got the sleeves, you've got the shirt button, everything but the top. Now the last piece is going to be tucking in your shirt. So I'm going to scoot out of my chair a little bit here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my belt loop. I'm just going to kind of scoot out a little bit. Notice I kind of rock my chair and squeeze out. I mean, there's different ways to do it. You may not be comfortable sitting out of your chair this much. I have a very short seat sling, so it's easier for me to, kind of maneuver my pants as well as my shirt because of it. But this is how I do it. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my zipper down a little bit. I have two clasps on this, so what I need to do is kind of put my fingers together to release it and pull it off. So I'll wet them a little bit, take my hand, kind of slide this over, open it up like that. Now with the pants, what I'm going to try and do, for the shirt anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull this guy down as much as I can, lift the pants, tuck him in. Now as I'm doing this, I'll kind of like lean to the side here, because I'm going to go ahead and walk this with the back of my hand all the way around the pants as best I can. Before I used to just fold the shirt over because I was sitting in the chair. Then I just started to do the front, and now I'm kind of getting to where I'm comfortable. I can put the whole shirt in the pants. And it's just nice. It's a complete feel and look, and if you're wearing this kind of stuff, if you can practice it and do it, it's kind of nice. So I'm trying to line up these guys as close as I can in that down position. So that way when I button and I pull the shirt out a little bit to be comfortable, it's not, you know, flapping out or exposing my undershirt or things like that. Okay, so this side is done. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. So I'm going to pull this one guy over, take this shirt, tuck it under it as I'm pulling it. I'm going to scoot on this side. Same thing, kind of back of the hand, push it back as much as I can. All right, now we got the shirt in place, got our pants. We'll probably scoot out a little bit again, adjust. Go ahead and take my little zipper pull here. I put my thumb in the pants to pull them down. So I get the zipper all the way up. Take this guy, belt loop, pull the pants a little bit. I can get those clasps over, pull it down. Now what I do is I pull the shirt up a little bit, you know, just so I'm not, you know, it's like can breathe. I am screwed out of my chair, so I'm going to go ahead and put my arm in my pocket and then just kind of, as I'm pushing off, pull. And that allows me to sit up a little bit easier. If your pants have ridden up, you can always kind of grab them here and pull them down a little bit. That can be, you know, difficult, but you can kind of work it down. Also, a lot of times when I get dressed and I transfer the minivan, it's a different kind of chair. It's more flat and it's a little bit easier as I'm transferring. The pants kind of naturally come down, but it's just a thought. Okay, so I'll put my legs back here. I did pull my shirt out, but one of the things that you can do if you've tucked it in, so I'm scooting back, just do the arm raise test. So if I'm sitting here and it's tight, just kind of go like this and it'll naturally pull the shirt out. Just do like this, and that's all you need to do. So thank you for joining me today. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Abilities channel. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. Send me a private message. Something you want to see, I'll see if I can do it for you or answer your questions. And thanks again for watching my video. Keep working hard towards your independence, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.